everybody, welcome back to Rival Zone Gaming and welcome to Interplanetary Enhanced Edition. Chris here, and this is a strategy, physics-based bombardment war game thing. Okay, basically, if you've played Interplanetary, this is the Enhanced Edition. This has lots of little features to make it a little bit more fun, a little bit easier to use, all that kind of stuff. It was released in August 2017, so it's been out for a little while, and it's made by Team Jolly Roger and distributed by, or published by, Team 17. So Team 17, I believe, were the group that did Worms. Don't know what that has to do with this because it has nothing. It's nothing like this game at all. But anyway, point being, I liked the original. I liked Interplanetary. It was a good little game. But it had a few bugs here and there. It was a little bit sometimes. And the physics was completely and utterly unrelenting. It didn't let up. This has kind of refined it a little bit and made it more fun, I think, personally. You can play online. You can play with multiple people. So, you know, I think there's like 8. You can play against 8 of you all playing against each other. And the main objective is to bombard your opponents into oblivion, or get bombarded into oblivion. There is research involved. There is railguns, lasers. There are super weapons in there if you can get yourself up to the kind of level where you can research them. But the main thing about this is, if you miss your target, you may not have missed your target, because the rounds, when you fire your railguns and everything, the shots go off and you have aimed them at where you think the target planet will be, and if they miss, then the gravity wells of all the different planetary bodies come into play, and they could end up slingshotting around somewhere and hitting something else. They could slingshot around and come back and hit you. It's fun when you fire off like multiple shots and then you realize you've missed every single one of them, and then they all hit something else. It's brilliant. So there's a lot of kind of randomness in it. You have to really think about what you're doing before you actually start firing. But anyway, like I said, I played the original. I've had a quick go on this and I'm loving it. I really am. So we're going to play on local online. Anyone who wants to play this, I advise not going straight into like medium or hard or impossible, unless you've played and really kind of mastered the original, which I haven't. So I'm going with 2 easy and 1 medium, because the medium really grab stuff really quickly. They really do. You have to build up stores, and the medium has a real knack for doing it really well. You can choose different planets that you want to play on. So, got Blue Marble, Grove. I have no idea. Red, Snow Globe, Shredded Dune, Noxious, Fae, and Old Earth. Now, Breach as well, sorry. You might sound like, oh great, so it's different worlds, it just means different things you're looking at. They actually have a way of playing into how you're going to kind of make your strategy, how you're going to move forward, because you have different things you need to build. You have to build your offensive weapons, you have to build defensive weapons to protect yourself, you have to build intelligence gathering sites, you have to build intelligence defensive sites so people can't see what you've got. All these things, and they all have to be built, and they all have to be powered, and they all have to be taken care of and repaired and everything. And what land masses you have to work with is important. You can also build stuff on water, but you have to get research for that and kind of build stuff for it. So I'm going to go with one that's really, I think is really good, and it's the Red Planet. Basically, it's meant to be Mars, but it's the Red Planet. So that's where we're going to be starting. Everyone else I'm going to leave to their own devices. They get randomly generated. And that is pretty much it. I mean, we can go into game setup. We can have like planetary system, gravity, normal, or you can go with high, and that really affects your shots. We'll go with normal for now. Planet sizes, Small, big, normal. Do we want big? Yeah, we'll go with big. Planet speeds. Now this really does, like gravity, have a massive impact, because you have to, whenever you're firing kinetic weapons like railguns, the shots take a time to get there. If you're firing lasers, they're there instantly, done, boom. But if you're firing kinetic rounds, then the shots have to get there, which means you have to aim where you think the planet will be. And even if you do hit the planet, if you hit a side of the planet where they have nothing built, you won't do any damage. The planets rotate. It's really fun! You can literally hit every single shot on target and hit the wrong side of the planet, or hit an ocean or something. No damage whatsoever. Which is where intelligence comes in. You can then look at it and go, right, is it going to rotate, blah blah blah, it's going to get to here, I'm going to be on the wrong side of the planet, there's no point in firing, I'll see if I can fire at someone else. You can really go into that kind of depth. So we're going to go with normal for speeds, because it's just going to be annoying. Player orbit directions, right. You can basically choose which way you're going to orbit. Now, by going opposite, you're going opposite to every other player in the game. So you're more likely to get into shots, fights, and things like broadsides and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to stick with that. Orbits, they didn't have any elliptic orbits before. They just had round. For the sake of this game, because I want it to be fun and interesting and stuff, I'm going to stick with all round. Elliptic orbits can make things just really, really interesting. And you can mix it up, so some have, some don't. It's good. It's good. Really should look at it like that. Elliptic orbit angles, you can change that if you go with elliptic orbits. Planetary seed system allows you to set a random seed number. Wow. You know what? We're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone. This basically is all the different things you can have. So you can have railguns. That's basically what you start off with, railguns. Coil guns, more powerful. Missiles. You're able to aim them, so they don't just run them off. They're not as powerful, but you can aim them. Multi-independent re-entry vehicles. It's basically what nuclear warheads, like really good nuclear warheads, are. They split off into multiples, and instead of just one going boom, they split when they get to the target. And when they get to the target planet, re-entry, boom, you get lots of explosions all over the place. Awesome. Lasers, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. And asteroid diversion, so you can use asteroids to basically come in from a different angle, from an asteroid belt or something like that. Nuclear missiles, I don't think I need to explain nuclear missiles, do I? And solar lasers, basically you build something right next to the sun. So it's powered by the sun, and if it's facing the right way, then it can a lot of damage. Defensive intel upgrades projects and tech tree. I am not going to muck around with any of this because there is no point. It takes away from the game. We're not going to go with any time limit because it means we can enjoy me kind of building stuff and going through it all. 5 cities, because that's how you destroy a population or a planet. You take out the cities. Planet material, how much the planet material, we can go for infinite if we really want to. It basically limits nuclear power and you building stuff, but it's 100,000. You really shouldn't need more than that. Player colored shots. That I'm not going to do. It means you're going to have to pay attention to what I'm shooting and where the shot's coming from, which is fun. But if you want to do that, if you're not sure, there's lots of planets involved and all that, turning that on can tell you who shot you, who did you shoot. It's fine. Intel memory determines if players are able to view the location of seen enemy buildings even after losing intel. It basically is just saying, if you happen to build something, you happen to build an intel thing and you find out where something is, you can still see it after they build up their counter intel. And obviously super weapon limit. 1 super weapon per type. Nah. I'll apply all that. And we'll accept. And we're off. Okay, so nuclear plants consume a small amount of material each turn. Don't build too many unless you have enough material stockpiled. That's meant to be a railgun. Chris Lake. I really do. So much fun. And that's the people. They're little. Look at the size of that thing in comparison. I mean, it has to be that big. It's firing something into space to another planet. Okay, so here we are. This is our solar system. We are blue, obviously, and these are our enemies. We have 5 cities. There, 2 million citizens. 200 million citizens. Delo's got 200. 200, 400, and 550. These can come into play if you build enough stuff. Okay, so this is the standard view, obviously. We'll go into build view. Okay, we've got some kind of thing over there. Okay, I might get rid of the names in the next video because I know who I am. Right, so we've got 5 cities, and basically you need to hook up power and mining to cities because that's how they get stuff. Right, for the first couple of turns, I'm not going to build any offensive weaponry because we need a lot of mines. It takes materials, or the little thing there, the blue thing, and power to build anything. It also requires just power to shoot. Okay, so I've just built 2 mines. I'm actually out of power. I can't build anything else because I don't have enough power. So we're going to go over to tech tree because you have to be researching something at all times. And we're going to have a look. This is your tech tree. We're almost there. Hang on. Still going. There you go. You don't have to research everything, but it takes a number of turns to research stuff, and everything gives you something in return. So advanced inertial measuring gives you MIRVs, unlocks MIRV upgrades, fragments, firing energy cost is down by 30%, unlocks missile upgrades, advanced gravity assist, firing energy cost minus 40%, lock-on range minus 20%. So there's a kind of trade-off. If you've got that symbol, you get a building unlock. Purple is current research, blue is queued research, so something you are looking at. Unavailable, available, or completed. So at the moment, we are all the way back. I'm just going to try and do this. There we go. Right, so we have 3 places we can start. But you don't have to just go click. You can, instead, click on something down here, and it will go through the tech tree to get to that thing, which is pretty darn awesome. So, telescope array and LiDAR unit, Intel gain plus 50%, energy cost plus 60%. Ow. Active radar scan, science gain plus 60%, material cost plus 100, energy cost plus 100. That's painful. That is a lot of stuff. Ultra receptors. Also have plasma cannons, coil cannons. Ooh, they're probably more powerful. What I'm looking for, early warning AI. That could be useful. That gives us defensive weaponry. Nice. What are you? Data security hub. Okay, so we've got Intel there and data security there. What is metamaterials going to give us? Let's get my head out of the way. Intel gain plus 7, stealth rating plus 25, and area of effect radius plus 30. Population damage minus 15, building damage minus 15. But area of effect. Interesting. do you do as kinetic defense upgrades? Ion defense. Intercept missile, intercept MIRV, intercept nuclear missile. All at 80%. Right, when a projectile approaches an ion defense's range, it activates and attempts to shoot down the threat. It will react to all attacks it is able to defend against as long as there is sufficient amount of energy left. And that's the point. That's why energy is so darn important in this game. Energy and materials, they are the lifeblood of the game. Alright, we're going to go for advanced signal processing because that allows us to actually see what the other planets have. You have to build up a number of them, but it's a good way to go. Okay, so we've done that. There's nothing else we can do right now. We don't have enough stuff, so we're moving on. This is where all the shooting will happen. It's also where the computer decides what each enemy is going to do. Nothing happened. Power grid. We don't have any power to our mines. We know this. We know this. I didn't actually build any. But we're going to go this way. Oh, we can't go that way. It's not letting me go that way. Oh, okay. It's only got enough to build one power station. That sucks. Good news is, I can build that solar plant. It will give these guys power. We'll also build another one which we can link off of here. That'll boost our power output. I'm not building any offense at the moment. I know this. Second gen capacitors, quantum encryption hub. Cool. I know I haven't built any guns yet. Everything's fine. Okay, advanced signal processing is 1 turn left. That's our first research thing. We're getting 400 per turn. That's not really enough. We need more mines. We need a lot more mines. But we have power now, so we're making 950 power per turn. That's better. That is a lot better. We will continue to build mines. Lots of mines. Alright, we are out of building materials. So we get like 100 per of these. You can upgrade them. Stealth. Okay. Material gain plus 100%. Stealth rating minus 30, so that makes it easier for the enemy to find it. Planet material cost plus 100%. So you're basically, instead of taking 100 out of the planet, you're taking 200. That's not bad. Lowers what you can get out, but we've got to research that first. So I'm building up power here. We're not using it every turn, so we're building it up. We're going to keep ruining. These guys are probably going to start shooting each other soon. Which is okay. Tech queue finished. Hurrah! So we now have access to these. I'm going to go for the magnetic radiation shielding, so we can start building technical bits to protect ourselves. Where is my construction area? Right there. I can split off, and I will do. There will be things that I'll do over in other areas where it'll be intel gathering and stuff like that. But right now, here, at this moment, see, we can build those now. Keep building solar panels and mines and stuff like that. Should I build? No, I won't. I'm going to leave that. There is a reason for this. Later, we're going to have things that we need to protect. For example, the city. The more you protect the city, the better. So, don't have enough population, so we have to wait for our population to build up. we're gaining 13 million a turn. We get to that, then we can get access to things like this. Active radar scan. We get a science gain of plus 60%, but it costs us material and energy. Counter intel plus 50, just because we're there. But you get all these things can be done, can be used. We've got nothing else we can build right now, so I'm just going to keep pushing along. We've already got that, we're researching that. We will go into intel view, there's not much point, but these are all our enemies. So foe AI, you see we've got nothing, we've got no idea what's where. We need our intel, this bit here, to be able to see these things like the small cities, medium cities. That's how you figure out where they are. But I can't do that yet. Come on. Alright, so this guy's coming towards us. Composite rebar optimized projectile carriers. Sounds pretty fancy. Big words. We're using big words here, people. Gaining 600 a turn. We need a lot more. It's going to cost us 350. No, 300 to build this. Alright, that's another 200. Anything we can add to this? Just HP. That's boring. Can't build any railguns yet, because I'm using it to just build up our mines, which is important. But I kind of want to actually do something. Up here is the material left in our planet. There's enough material left for 88 turns. If we are still around at 88 turns, I will be very surprised. Okay, we've just got magnetic radiation shielding. I'm going to now go up here. We've got smart grids. Floating plant, energy gain plus 100. That's pretty cool. I'll take that actually. Orbital solar plant. We'll go for that actually. So it'll go all the way through to there. That's pretty cool. We need guns. Let's see. You're doing alright over there. We're going to leave you to it. This place has 2 power points, so that's good. Alright, we're going to have 2 railguns by the end of this turn. There we go. There you go. The shot curling round. And you control the speed, you control the direction. It's going to miss, but it might swing around this planet. There we go. Oh! It doesn't have infinite range. It does eventually wear out. There you go. Adaptive solar cells, multi-stage refinery, airburst munitions. I'm going to take a quick look at our power stations because these things sound pretty tasty. Energy gain plus 75%. It costs us 50 power and 200 minerals, or materials, I should say. I'm so used to playing Stellaris. What have we got for mines? Have we got anything we can do some mines? Planetary material cost minus 30%. Okay, so that's that one done. Let's see. Plant material cost 150 tons. Okay, let's try this one. Right, it's got to be built. That's what it's basically saying. It's got to build it into the thing. But that brings down how quickly this will run out. See, it's already material left, 95 tons. That's huge. That gives us longevity. We have railguns. What do we have? Building damage plus 100%. But firing cost. Bring that down and we'll go for 2 shots. Effectively doubling. So that brings it down by 50%. This puts it up by 80%. So it's effectively going up by 30%. I think. But it gives us an extra shot. We're effectively firing twice. And we will do the same for you. Boom, boom. Ah, not enough resources. Oh, the pain. The pain. We got 150. We can't build anything else. I'm going to have to go into the next video. I'm going to have to do that. But we do have guns. So we can now start looking at using said guns. Okay, you can only fire when the gun is able to see the target. Line of sight. So I'd like to shoot at Tarkoi, but our guns are on the wrong side of the planet. So we have to go with foe instead. I'm sorry, foe. And here we go. The numbers are basically how much power you're putting into the shot. 50%, 51, 53, and the angle that you're shooting from. So as you can see, we've got, if you go for, it's like 100%, then obviously the planet will not be where you think it will be. You'll get there quicker, basically. If you go too slow, the planet will move and you won't get anything. So it's kind of judging it, but at the same time, we know the planet's going to be about there, I think. If we go for about 75%, about there, we'll go for about there. And it's costing us 100 power for each of these shots. So we're going to go for about the same kind of trajectory. Okay, there you go. Here we go, people. We're firing. Oh! You missed! How did you miss? I mean, how did you miss? Not you, it's me. I'm down there. Oh! No. Oh! Oh, that was too close. That was too close. Okay. Anyway, that is the first episode. Done. Dusted. I'm gonna call it right here. I'm enjoying this. I would really like to hear what you guys think. Comment section. Get down there. Additionally, you'll see. Start of the description, there is a link to my Discord page. Please go in there, and down the bottom of the description there are links to Twitter and Facebook. Go in, have a look, and let me know what you think. Really, I love this game because of the science. You know, it's not all predetermined. You have firing and you hit. Well, it is if you use lasers, but this, you have to think about it. Where do you want your guns on your planet? You can't just stick it all in one place. You're going to have to spread things out. All that kind of stuff. It's fun. And you can take your time and really have a good, hard think about what you're going to do. But you got to build up. As in all these games, you got to build your stuff up first. And I think that's where the fun's really going to come into it. What tech we have, what we don't have, what they have, what we don't have. All that kind of stuff. It's all going to come into play. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, then please do hit that like button. Don't forget to comment and share. If you're new to the channel, like we saw, then please do consider subscribing. But until next time, you lot, take care of yourselves. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.